everybody, back on my Colonial 1. This is the start of part 5. Yesterday, Friday, June 12th, I hit the upper part of the Colonial 1 and the conning tower with some 600 grit sandpaper, and I wet sanded it down, took all the roughness off the top of the Colonial 1. Same with the conning tower, and I got it down in the spray booth. And what I'm going to do today is touch it up a little bit more with some white paint. Hopefully a couple more coats will do the trick in cleaning this up. And then I got all these small parts right here that go on the Colonial 1, and I'm going to hit them with some dark gray number 4754. I thought about just painting everything white, but I'm going to give it a little bit more color. And some of these parts go on the conning tower, so I figured I'd share this with everybody. Once this is all done, I should be able to start putting the model together and film that as well. So I figured I'd share this with everyone and what I'm doing with the Colonial 1. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, back on my Colonial 1. I just finished touching up the upper part of the Colonial 1 with some more white paint. The conning tower turned out really nice. Upper section turned out decent too. All the small parts I hit with some dark gray. Some of these parts go on the front of the conning tower, and all these parts do. These parts here go on the back of the engines. Hit that with dark gray. Over here is the base I'm going to use for the Colonial 1. I picked this box up at Packatans for like around $4. It's a craft store. I'm going to take the lid off, flip this over, drill a hole in the center, and I'll have the Colonial 1 sitting in the center of the base. I'll have to sand this down and then primer it up and paint it. It'll be just nothing fancy. It's going to be a black base. So it'll be like this. I'll have to take this off here and drill a hole. I'll have the switch probably right here, on and off switch. On the side over here I'm going to have, because it's going to run off a 12 volt, I'll have the female end sticking out right here. I'll probably work on the base tomorrow. But back on the Colonial 1, everything's finished. Now the next step is to assemble the kit. I figured I'd share this with everybody, what I'm doing with the Colonial 1. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on my Colonial 1. This is Sunday night, June 14th. Over the weekend I've been working on the Colonial 1. I just mounted the little engine here that goes on the bottom of the Colonial 1. It's mounted and got the wire running through on the inside. I've also been working on a conning tower, and I've been putting these little parts on, the antennas and the landing gear. It's looking really good. I painted them with dark gray, give it a little bit more color. Probably have to do a little bit more touch up on it. I haven't put the wash on it yet. I wanted to mount these parts and then touch it up a little bit with some paint before I go ahead and do that. The rear engine right here is finished with the fiber optics. I just hit the end there, you can see, with some tulips. I'll have to let that dry overnight. And I also have the fiber optics covered, well, there'll be no light leaks. I tested this with a battery and it looks really cool. And then I also worked on the base this weekend. Drilled a hole in the center where the Colonial 1 is going to mount. This is going to be the power switch. And then here will be the female end that will hook up to 110. I won't have this running off a 9-volt battery. So it's just going to be a standard base. I'll probably have it painted black. But it turned out pretty decent. I'll keep working on this until I get it together and film it as I go along. So I figured I'd share this with everybody, what I'm doing with the Colonial 1. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, back on my Colonial 1. This is late Friday night, June 19th. And I'm slowly putting the Colonial 1 together. I already mounted the rear thrusters and the two blast guards. I'm slowly getting this together. Hopefully by the end of this weekend I'll have it done. It's looking pretty good. Alright, let's see. Fun part's putting this together with all the lighting I'm going to have in the Colonial 1, especially with the engines. But everything's looking good. Figured I'd share this with everybody, what I'm doing with the Colonial 1. And I'll keep my fingers crossed I'll have this done this weekend. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on my Colonial 1. This is Sunday, June 21st. It's in the evening. And I'm working on the Colonial 1. Tonight I'm going to be closing it up. I have the top finished. I have everything secure using my glue gun. The only problem I'm going to have not finishing this Colonial 1 by putting the other engines on is the decals. I'm going to use the decals. So in order to do that, I can't completely finish the model. I'm going to have to hit it with either a dull coat or a clear coat first, and then apply the decals, and then finish building the Colonial 1. But I will definitely mount this onto the bottom tonight and close that up. I have the magnetic wire here running through for this small engine that sits on top. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Figured I'd share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on my Colonial 1. I just mounted the top of the Colonial 1 to the bottom, and it mounted really nice. I have this temporarily on. I'm going to hook up some power to this and see what it looks like. It's slowly getting together here. I'm going to go ahead and give it some power. Turn the overhead light off. I got it at 9 volts. Go ahead and bump it up to 12. Looks a lot better. Got a little light leak right there. I'm going to have to take care of once this is mounted. It's the same for the other side. I'm going to give it a shot here for the engine effect. That looks pretty cool. Got the lower and upper small engine lit as well. Zoom in a little bit there. The upper small engine, I got a little light leak I'll have to take care of on the end there. but I like the results of the Colonial 1. I'm taking my time, of course, with the model, but it's turning out really good. I hoped I had it finished this weekend, but didn't turn out that way. Maybe next weekend, because I'm going to have to hit it with a dull coat or a clear coat before I apply the decals. But I figured I'd share this with everyone, what I'm doing with the Colonial 1. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, back on my Colonial 1. I'm slowly getting this finished. Been working on it on and off all week. Last couple of nights I've been applying the canopy glue for the windows, Formula 560. Working on a base. It's finished other than hooking the switch up, and then the female end here that I'll have on the side of the base. The only other thing I have to do with the Colonial 1 is put the two engines, hook those up, but before I can do that I have to apply the decals. I'm going to go ahead and hook, put some power on to the Colonial 1. Turn the light off. Previous video I said I have a few light leaks. This ain't glued on yet until I put the decals on, but that's an easy fix. Turn this around here so everybody can get a good look at it one more time. Get a look at the bottom here. The engine effect looks pretty cool. I'm just, like I said before, I'm taking my time with this. I want it to look really cool when it's done. I thought I'd get it all finished and put the video all together, and I figured I'm just gonna hopefully keep my fingers crossed and I'll have this done over the weekend coming up. So I'm going to call this a wrap with part 5 on Colonial 1. Let me get this to where everybody can see the engine underneath, very bottom there. But using those, using that one 5mm flickering LED with the fiber optics for the rear engine, it looks really cool. The windows look pretty sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrap for part 5, and I'm going to hopefully have this finished this weekend coming up, like I said, and figured I'd share this with everybody, what I've been doing with the Colonial 1, and everybody have a good day.